In this video, I'll show you how to set your member access settings. This is basically everything that your members can access in the system in the backend dashboard. So if you click here on this dashboard link, that's going to take you to the members view. So this is exactly what members would see. So you see here, the first option is to set the logo link and login redirect for activated members. So if you set a different URL here, then when members first log in, they'll see a different page here. So a lot of times I'll want to set like my main members access page here. You also have the option to set a different URL to redirect members if they're not activated. So that could be a payment page or anything you want. So the next option here is hide members dashboard navigation tab. So if that's turned on, go ahead and save that, and you can just see that this dashboard tab is no longer visible. Now, you may also want to hide the stats and send them to a different page. Like I said, you just enter a different URL right here to do that. So the next option here is to automatically activate members on registration. In most cases, I leave that on unless I want to charge them for access to even be able to use the system. In that case, I would disable that, or if I want to require email verification, I would disable that in that case as well. So next option, require email verification. That means they would have to check their email and click a link before they can access your system. If you want to send logged in notification emails, that basically sends you an email every time someone logs in. You can turn that on, but I definitely recommend just keeping that off. You probably don't want to know every time someone logs in, unless you're not getting very many members. And then you can force deactivated members to complete their profile. If that is enabled, they won't be able to access anything else in the system until they complete their profile. And you also have the option for activated members. So if they're already activated and they try to log in the system again, if that's turned on, that's going to force them to where they have to complete anything that's required in their profile. Now, if you want to delete leads when they're registered as members, so if someone is a lead and then they become a member, you can delete that lead so they don't continue to get the follow-up, autoresponders, and things like that. So if you just check that option, that will automatically delete their lead so they no longer get all your follow-ups. Now the rest of this is just to enable and disable things that you want your members to see. So for instance, we'll disable the funnel pages. So if you don't want to provide funnel pages for your members that they each get their own URL for, then you can disable that. You see we go here and on the members view, funnel pages is now gone. Next thing is the external member links navigation tab. So this would be like affiliate links. So with the affiliate links, you can set as many affiliate programs or anything else that you want, and then your members set their own links for those. And then when they refer people, their referrals get their links. And then when they refer people, their referrals get their links. And if they don't set their links for any of these, then your referral links pass down, or their uplines passes down to the people that they've referred. If you want to just disable that, you can change that. If you want to set the custom name of the navigation tab label, that's this on the left here, where right now it says affiliate links. If you want to set a custom title for that, for the label, you can set that there. Now where they actually view their links, there's going to be a list of their links, and above the affiliate programs, there's going to be a heading. So you would set the heading here. If you want to customize that, by default, it's just the affiliate program. And then the heading above the referral link would be sign up link or whatever you set. And then the heading above the member URL, it's their own URL, would be whatever you set here. Usually I'll just leave that your URL. And then it's going to give them a link on the side of it that says set your URL. So it's going to say set whatever you put here. Now for a lot of these different navigation tabs, you see there's also this same option for the funnel pages. You have the option to require up to 4 different memberships if they have one of these 4 different memberships, then they'll have access to see that tab. And if they don't, then they won't. If you don't want to force them to have a membership to see the tab, then just leave those the way they are. Don't set anything there. So now if we just disable the member links tab, external member links tab, and go back to the dashboard, we refresh here, you'll see that that is now gone too. The next thing is members. If you want to allow your members to refer other members into the system, especially if you're doing something like commissions where you're paying them for referrals, you want to make sure this is enabled. Sorry, this is the same one I was just on. It's right here, members navigation tab. So you make sure that is enabled if you want to pay commissions for people to refer other people. But if you don't want them to be able to refer other people, just disable that so they won't even see it. You also have the same thing for leads. If you want all of your members to have their own list of leads, you enable these options. There's the option for the pipeline, an option for their leads and their activity of their leads, and an option for appointments and your calendar. So you notice here I've disabled members. They no longer have access to members, but maybe you want them to still have access to leads. So you can just go in and disable and enable anything you want here. And if you wanted to completely build a custom dashboard with none of this here, if you don't want them to refer members, and you don't want them to have their own list of leads, you don't want them to have access to SMS and voice or anything, let's say it's just a customer dashboard where you want your clients or your customers to log into your system and just see links here that you want to give them, then you can just totally disable everything. So disable the leads. Commissions only come into effect if they actually have earned commissions. But if you want to disable all of this other stuff, you can. For settings, you just disable settings there. And if you don't want to even have support tickets, you can just turn all of that off. And now if you refresh this view, you'll see there is nothing there, and you can build this entire navigation menu from scratch. And again, you can also take them away from this page and redirect them to any other page that you build just by setting a URL here. And that will be the first thing they see when they log in.